everybody, my name is Kiara, aka Kiaras.bookshelf, and welcome to my channel. For this week, I am so excited because I have a really cool reading vlog for you guys. I decided that I finally want to start The Assassin's Blade, and this is going to be my first introduction to the Throne of Glass series. I feel like with all of the time and consideration that I took into thinking about like where this should go in the series, I just figured it would just be best to read it first. And I'm actually really excited about that because the only thing I know about it is that it's a prequel, so I kind of feel like it's perfect for reading first. For those of you who don't know, I started to read SJM's books backwards. I started with Crescent City just because I didn't know her books were like connected in any way. I heard there's actually a lot of connections to Crescent City in this book, and I heard even ACOTAR, and so I'm really excited to see if I find anything. So with that, I am just going to get started with this reading vlog. I hope that you guys are just excited as I am for my journey, and please stay tuned because I plan on uploading a lot of Throne of Glass content for you guys really soon. Okay, so I have officially just finished the very first story in this book, and I definitely want to say I am loving it so far. I really like that even though it's like a bunch of short stories, they each have like chapters within it, so it's kind of cool. I think this is like 9 chapters for the very first story, and I don't know why, but like I felt like it was perfect. I felt like so much happened in this one novella, and now I'm like really excited to see how the rest of them are gonna go. So in this book we are following Celaena Sardothien, and she is an assassin, and she is also working alongside her like partner in crime, I guess, Sam Cortland. So they both work under a man named Ardlin, and he's like a really big assassin in this world, and they were actually sent on a mission to kill a pirate lord. So as they're traveling to, I think it's called like Skulls Bay or something, they meet this pirate lord, and he pretty much is like suspicious of them the whole time. Apparently like this group of assassins are actually like really well known, but the weird thing is no one knows what Celaena looks like, but everybody knows who she is. Literally, it's like a big thing for her. She covers her face, but she doesn't like cover her hair. So I don't know, I feel like that's kind of dumb to me because even though you can't see her face, I still think the fact that people can see her hair color can kind of make people want to figure out who she is, and it could make her a target when police are looking for her and stuff, but she doesn't really seem to care about that. So anyway, they are like on a mystery mission, and they don't actually know what the mission is for until they get there, and they find out that they are going to be like retrieving slaves, and Celaena is not with that. We learn that Celaena and Sam were once slaves in a salt mine, and now that they're working for this guy, it's kind of like the next step up. So it's kind of tricky for Celaena right now to be like, I guess, helping this guy to keep them captured. So because of her own rocky history with that, she decides to convince Sam to help her free the slaves. I really like this story because I feel like I got a good sense of Celaena's character. Sam pretty much seemed like he just wanted to follow the rules and lay low, but Celaena had no problem being outspoken, and she didn't care who she made upset, even if it was like her own boss. And I don't know, I really like that because it just shows that Celaena is not a follower. She goes to the beat of her own drum, and I do like the duo of Sam and Selena, but I will say the two of them are very, very different. And so I wonder if like as the book keeps going, if they're going to like end up butting heads later. I feel like that would be kind of interesting to see. But this story actually ends with Selena sabotaging the whole thing with Sam, and then they end up like freeing the slaves, and now they're just on the run from this guy. I also feel like this might be a common theme going forward in the story, where we're just going to see Selena make a bunch of enemies, and I love that idea. I love, like I said, that she's just not afraid to do her own thing, and like she doesn't care who she upset. And I like that even though she's like a trained assassin, she draws the line at like certain things. She's like, I have morals, like I'll kill people, but I'm not for like capturing them. And I don't know why, but that just made me like her more. I don't really know too much about the series going forward, but like I don't know, I just feel like I kind of ship Sam and Selena. I mean, if you've seen a lot of my other videos, I pretty much try to find a ship in every book that I read, and so I really hope that they end up working out. There were like certain scenes with the two of them together where like Selena would blush when she would look at Sam. I don't know, like I would just get the vibe that there was like tension, and so I am just really hoping that I'm not wrong about this because I really like the characters so far. So the next short story I'm going to be jumping into is The Assassin and the Healer, and so I guess I'm just going to check in with you guys after I get started on that. Okay, so I officially finished The Assassin and the Healer, and I definitely want to say I am loving this story so far, specifically because of the new character that was introduced. So in this book, Selena travels to a tavern, and this is where we meet Irene, and she owns the tavern that Selena is going to be staying at for the duration of this short story. So Irene pretty much has dedicated her life to working at this tavern in order to save up to go to an academy of some sort, but the only problem is that she has been at this tavern for years, and she kind of feels like she's going to be stuck there forever because she does not make a lot of money there. Selena ends up saving Irene one night when two men try to attack her, and this is where they kind of form, I guess, a relationship. She doesn't really want to be friends with Irene. She doesn't do friends, it seems, but she does end up wanting to help teach her how to protect herself. So I thought this part of the story was cool because we also got to learn in this story that Irene is a healer, and she kind of learned this from her mom. And it seems like healers are kind of like witches in this world of some sort. But the only thing is it wasn't really talked about a lot. So I definitely want to see if later on in the series healers will be brought up again. Maybe they can end up being witches, I don't know, but I do really like that concept. Irene mentioned that her mom was a healer and that people pretty much persecute anyone like that. So Irene has to keep that under wraps in her own life so she doesn't put her life in danger. I'm pretty sure this is the shortest novella in the book, but I definitely will say that I liked it. I will say I didn't like it as much as the first one, but it was still really, really entertaining as far as seeing Selena interact with a woman, because in the first one she was pretty much only interacting with men. I will say two other characters were briefly mentioned in this section, and I believe their names were like Nolan and Jessica or Jessa, but they literally had like no part in this story at all. So I wonder if they will end up becoming crucial characters later on in the series too. But overall, I feel like this was a very short and sweet novella, and I really liked it, and I'm really excited to get into the next one. So the next novella that I am going to jump into is The Assassin in the Desert, and I will say that this one definitely looks longer than the other one, which is really, really cool. I actually really like when novellas are long. I'm just really starting to appreciate Selena from this perspective, especially because I know once I get into Throne of Glass, it's just going to jump into the rest of the plot. So I'm really enjoying learning like little details details about her and the things that she likes and how she interacts with people. So with that, I am going to jump right into it. Okay, so I just finished The Assassin and the Healer this morning, and I definitely will say that I'm really happy that I'm loving all of these stories. I haven't felt like any of them were like unnecessary or slow. I definitely feel like they get faster paced as they keep going, and I think that's really fun. I like the flow that Sarah J. Maas has when she's writing these short stories, where in the beginning Selena is just like getting settled in this new place. She starts meeting people and she builds these connections, and then things will go left. And even though it is a little repetitive, I will say that every story is original in the sense of like, it doesn't feel like I'm reading the same thing over and over again, and it's not like boring or anything like that. So I really love that. So The Assassin in the Desert takes place right after the last novella. Selena is now in the desert and she has to spend 1 month with the Mute Master of Assassins because she betrayed Arabin in the last story. We get a lot of world building in this one. I believe the world or the city that was mentioned in this one was called Xandria, and it's run by a lord named Barrack, and he's pretty much like the enemy of this entire short story. For some reason, he hates the Mute Master of Assassins, and he actually wants to kill all of his apprentices. They're actually training a lot in this book, kind of for the real world, but also just in case this guy ambushes them. So Selena ends up having a roommate there named Ansel, and I really like their relationship in the beginning, but I will say the relationship starts to get a little rocky towards the middle when Ansel pretty much calls out Selena for being spoiled and entitled, and like pretty much saying that she had everything handed to her as an assassin. And I will say I definitely think Ansel was jealous of Selena because Ansel was training with this master since she was a kid, and she's just now become a knight. And the reason that she's mainly jealous of Selena is because the minute Selena gets there, the Mute Master of Assassins picks Selena to train with him, and apparently this is like never done. He never has like solo training sessions with anyone regardless of age, how long they've been there. So it definitely rubbed her the wrong way, and I do think that Selena could have at least acknowledged her privilege in the sense of her being more trained because she already knew how to kill people and things like that. But Selena was pretty much just denying everything, and I will say that part did annoy me. I feel like all she needed to do was just take accountability for the fact that she is naturally more skilled than other people, but that doesn't take away from the fact that other people can get to where she is and can be just as skillful as her. But that was just like one thing that I didn't like. I will say one thing that really surprised me that I really liked is that Ansel ended up becoming a traitor. She was a spy for the enemy king, I believe, since she was a child, but that really wasn't explained too much. But she pretty much was sneaking away on a regular basis to tell this enemy king everything that the assassins have been learning and what they've been doing and what their plans were. And when the ambush happened, the Mute Master of Assassins was not expecting it, and I will say Selena also wasn't expecting it either, because she thought she got a letter of approval from him saying that she could be free from her own master. So while she's on her journey back, she actually notices these enemy knights coming towards her, and when she turns around, she kind of realizes she's a little late. A lot of people are already dead, and it's like really gruesome and sad, and she ends up like having a fight with Ansel. I feel like the only thing that surprised me is the fact that she didn't kill her. I feel like she should have, just because Ansel went back to her own kingdom to like warn her family. And so now I feel like in future books, maybe Ansel might come back with an army and end up fighting Selena later. I don't know. But I feel like she definitely should have killed her. I really enjoyed the story and I couldn't help myself, so I already started reading The Assassin in the Underworld. I'm only 2 chapters in for that, so I'm not going to give an update for that right now, but I definitely will after I finish it, so I will check in with you guys then. Okay guys, so I just finished The Assassin in the Underworld and wow, okay? Just wow. I really feel like this was such a good introduction to the Throne of Glass universe. I just can't believe how much I love this story. I'm gonna be really sad when I'm finished with it, and I'm going to literally start Throne of Glass right after this, but I don't know, like, I just can't believe I love a story so much. I feel like I haven't felt this way about a book in so long, and I want to say that Selena and Sam are literally my new favorite ship. I think they're so cute together. This couple is literally perfect. There's something about the friends to lovers, slow burn ish aspect of it that just makes it so cute, and it's just so perfect. So Selena and Sam are supposedly going to do one more mission for Arabin and then they will be set free, and I feel like when I first read that in a story, I was so excited for them. And I was kind of just like, finally, because Selena was really tired of it. It seemed like she didn't plan on kind of staying with this guy for long, and so I was really happy that she even got that offer. And this mission seems pretty easy. The only thing that Selena has to do is just retrieve documents from a man named Benzo, who is supposedly trying to start a new slave trade. So Selena immediately starts to go on this mission and she runs into Sam. And I will say, I was so happy that they reunited, but it wasn't really what I was expecting because it seemed like Sam had kind of like a girlfriend. And I actually thought this was funny because Selena was so jealous the entire time. She absolutely could not hide it. She was like rude to the girl, very snippy, very like passive aggressive about the whole thing, and it was hilarious. I will say this part had the most romance for Selena and Sam, and I was all for it. I feel like they were just so cute. I like the fact that they were kind of planning their futures together after Selena was free from this guy, and it was cute to picture them planning on like getting their own apartment and kind of just going undercover and laying low and just living their lives. So the mission starts when they go to a party, and it's actually like really fancy. They get dressed up, they go under fake names, and they pretty much are just mingling and trying to get into the inner circle so Selena can sneak into the guy's office and steal these papers. But of course it ends up backfiring. I will say I was really surprised by this plot twist, mainly because Selena and Sam both got like brutally beat up, and I mean that's not really anything new to the story. This has happened before. Selena would like in a sewer at some point in the story, and Sam had to save her, and then Sam gets beat up again and like taken, and so much happened with them and it was crazy. And in the end, Selena ends up paying off her debt to Arabin, and he ends up literally betraying her and kidnapping her. It's like a whole thing, and it was so surprising to me. I definitely love that plot twist. I will say this story had great plot twists throughout the whole thing, and this story pretty much ends with Selena and Sam deciding they are going to leave for good. I'm really excited to get to the last novella in the story just because I want to see how everything wraps up. I want to see how Sam and Selena are able to get away, and I really hope that they have like their own place together and they're like far away from civilization and it's like super peaceful and quiet. I'm literally rooting for that because it's crazy how tired they are from being assassins. It seems like Sam hates it more than Selena does. like with Sam, he's doing these missions, but he's like visibly upset and he'll even complain out loud, whereas Selena is kind of like, I just want to do this job and keep quiet and go back to my room. I like how different they are. It's crazy how much I like the two of them together. I love the slow burn of it all, like I said before. So with that, I'm going to start The Assassin in the Empire, and I can't believe it, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to finish this all today. So please stay tuned for this. I'm so excited to just see how the story ends. Okay guys, so I have officially finished The Assassin in the Empire, meaning I have finished The Assassin's Blade, and I will definitely say I feel like this last story set up Throne of Glass perfectly. So the story picks up right after Selena and Sam end up deciding they want to leave the Assassin's Guild for good. They have their own apartment, they've been living together for a little bit, and they're just kind of figuring out how they can do it without getting, I guess, in trouble with Arabin, but they realize they don't have a lot of money, so Selena is going to have to do one last mission for Arabin in order to, I guess, buy her freedom. And I will say it was a little annoying how difficult Arabin was making it for them to leave, but I will say I like this one just because I felt like this mission felt really glamorous, and I like the fact that they had to dress up. Like, I don't know, it felt a little bit different for this last one. So for this mission, Selena and Sam have to kill 2 crime lords, and they are enemies to Arabin. He wants to be on top, and he feels like the only way he can do that is if they get out of his way. But the plot twist for this is that Arabin completely sets them up. He hates the fact that Sam and Selena want to leave, so he ends up making it a mission to trap them in a way. So Sam decides that he wants to go and kill these crime lords for Selena because he doesn't want her to get in any more trouble. But this actually ends up being a setup, and Sam ends up getting brutally killed, and I was actually really surprised because I heard that he died in this story, but I wasn't expecting it to be the way it was in this book. And I feel like Selena definitely took it hard, but I will say I'm surprised she didn't take it harder. They were really close, and I really like that this quickly turned into a revenge tale towards the end. I just wish that she would have did a lot more to spite them, I guess. So Selena ends up killing these crime lords, and then as she's about to escape, she ends up getting captured by the King's Guard. And I feel like this is the first time in the story where we really get to see them. I mean, I feel like they were in previous stories, but not to this extent. And so they capture her, and she is immediately taken to the king, and he sentences her to life in the salt mines. And as she's taken in chains, she ends up like vowing her revenge. But overall, I loved The Assassin's Blade so much, and so I feel like I really cannot wait to start Throne of Glass and just see what the hype is about going forward, especially because the series is so long. I feel like everyone raves about it, and I haven't heard a single bad thing about any of the book, and so I don't know why, but it makes me a little scared that it's on such a high standard to a lot of people, and people just rate it so perfectly all the time. So thank you for watching this reading vlog. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. The next one will definitely be Throne of Glass, and I'm really excited for it. Like I said, I want to jump into it the day that I'm filming this. Hopefully I will be able to have it up soon, because just like The Assassin's Blade, this book is not long at all, and I'm just really excited to see where the story takes me. So with that, this has been Kiaras.bookshelf. Thank you guys so much for watching this vlog. I had so much fun reading it and filming it, and I really hope that you guys enjoy it too. Bye!